Hello, 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 my beauties. Good evening. It's that time of the week again. Thought for Tuesday. My name is Tahili Sili, if you don't know who I am already. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today, my thought for Tuesday. Do I have a lipstick on my teeth? Mm. Hmm. I do. Right? My thought for Tuesday today is about calming our emotions. So, first of all, I want to start by sharing a little personal story about myself. Over the weekend, I wanted to watch a romantic movie. I love romance. And I'm always inclined to read. I will not deny, I do read love books. I love them. I love things that keep my spirits light. And I wasn't feeling like reading about that night, but I did want some light entertainment because I was feeling a little off. And I came across this movie on Netflix. It seemed like it was going to be really romantic. I was like, yeah, for sure, I'm watching this. And I put the movie on, and it was romantic, yes, but it was the saddest romantic movie I'd ever seen. And I knew I should have stopped watching it because I was crying even while the movie was going on. But I was fascinated by it. I had to see it through to the end. And the end was very sad. And when that movie was done, I was crying. I'm talking about it now and I feel my eyes watering. It really, really impacted me so much. Um, it triggered a lot of stuff in me. It triggered a lot of stuff. I compared myself to the hero and the heroine in the movie. I didn't see myself as the heroine. I saw myself as the hero. And he just loved so deeply. And that's something that I do too. I love very deeply. And as a result, when you love very deeply, you you tend to it means that you're very open and vulnerable because you're exposing yourself, you're putting yourself out there, and as a result, you get hurt, but it's not the end of the world. But anyway, I watched this romantic movie, and wow, when I tell you something, major impact to the point that I was completely in shambles when that movie was over. So now we tie this back into calming my emotions, calming our emotions. Um, I was a mess. This movie had triggered something in me, not just related to my romantic life, but related to other aspects because this movie was about family, it was about friendships, it was about strength, security, it was about surviving life changing experiences. I don't like to use the word near death. It was about surviving life changing experiences. All of these things that I have experienced within the last 2 months. And it was amazing how I felt so connected to the movie. So kudos to the directors for that. But I was in shambles. I called my best friend. And from the time I picked up the phone, she knew that something was off with me. She could tell from the tone of my voice. My voice was groggy. And she just knew. We weren't doing a video call. She just heard the sound of my voice and instinctively she's like, you're not okay. How do we calm our emotions? We have several tools available to us. But for me, I'm going to share my tools that I used that weekend. So I called my best friend. She was my first tool. And I want to just encourage you never, never, never to discount the value of a best friend or a loved one or a partner in your life. Because she helped to guide me through the initial stages. I cried, I cried, I cried. I was a mess. But that's okay. And I can admit that to you because in that crying came healing. You see, that movie sparked something inside of me that was just waiting to be released. It was there, the hurt was there. And watching the movie and putting myself in putting myself in the shoes of the hero, it brought out something in me. And she just listened and she didn't give me her opinion. She did the very best thing that I needed. How do you feel, Tahili? How does that make you feel? And that was all I needed. She didn't tell me what she thought I needed to do. She just gave me gentle and persuasive guidance into focusing onto what was going on here and here, what was going on in my spirit. So that was the first tool in managing that very challenging wave of emotional turmoil. The second tool, the second resource I have is I have a gratitude journal, which I write in almost every night. Sometimes I fall asleep because I'm too tired before I write in my journal, but that's very, very rare. I turned to that journal that night and I didn't focus on the negatives. I focused on every good thing that had happened to me in that day. And in doing so, I had a lot of good things happening to me that day. In doing so, I was able to lift my spirits up and to fall very peacefully asleep. The next morning when I woke up, I was still feeling a little bit of inner conflict and turmoil because I was shaken very much by that movie. And what did I do? I'm doing it now. You know it. A few weeks ago, I think approximately 2 weeks ago, I talked about the healing art of the inner smile. And I turned to my inner smile. And I smiled love into my heart. I smiled love into my stomach. And I smiled love into my head. Why did I smile love into those three areas? Sometimes when you're hurting and you're in pain, your body tells you. My heart was hurting that day because I was sad, so heartache. So I smiled love into my heart to heal it. It did help, it lifted my spirits. I was also angry. I felt a lot of turmoil going on right here in my tummy. And I smiled love into my stomach. And in doing that, it dissipated. I couldn't eat because I was so angry. And I didn't realize, and I was like, wait, Tahili, that's emotion. That's not, what do you say? You know, when they say have heartburn or anything like that. No, it's not that. It's nothing like that. My upset stomach was due to the fact that I was so angry. And I was angry at myself. So I had to release that anger, and I released it through smiling love into my own body. I was also overthinking a lot of things. My head was tired. I smiled love into that too. So my thought for Tuesday is, how do we calm our emotions? And I just gave you 3 tools that I used over the weekend. I turned to my best friend. Maybe you don't have a best friend, or maybe it's not the best friend that you want to use as a resource. You may have a partner that you confide in. It could be your husband, your wife, a sister, a brother, a close friend, a colleague. I turned to that support system. That was my first management tool of calming my emotions. I then turned to my journal. The beauty of a journal is that it never judges. There are some things you're just unable to share with another person, no matter how close you are. But when you write something down, you write to yourself in your journal, there's no judgment. So I turned to my journal and I wrote about all the good in my day. And that helped to elevate my spirits because I realized I had a lot going for me that day. And then the last thing, of course, was my inner smile. Yeah. And it brought a lot of lightness and joy to my spirits. So I just want to leave you guys with that note, guys. On that note, guys, that's my thought for Tuesday. How do you calm your emotions? Turn to your management system, the support system of a close friend or loved one, the support system of writing out your feelings, and the support system of sending healing love into your body through the inner smile. That's my thought for Tuesday. Thank you so much, guys, for listening, for being a part of my life and listening to me as I share my perspective on everything. All right, so my name is Tahili Seeley. I am a yoga teacher, personal trainer, health coach, Pilates teacher. And if you want to learn more about me and what I can offer, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Yay! Yes, I made it to YouTube now, finally. So you can find me on YouTube. Thanks you so much, guys, for listening. I love you very much, and I do so mean it. Thank you for taking the time. Om Shanti. Namaste.